Hi Virgo, I don't know why the screen has gone blurry all of a sudden. Okay, now that makes sense from something. I'll tell you in a minute. Just wanted to say welcome first of all. This is your reading for the last few weeks of August going into the beginning of September. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you've had a great August so far, and it is going to be your birthday soon, isn't it? For the August Virgos. I have a friend who, well, I have a few friends who are Virgos. One of them, her birthday's at the end of the month. Right, so I've been doing meditations before each reading, like a more of a thorough one than I'd usually do. A lot came up. Well, it felt like a lot. I think it was because it came so quickly for you. So I'll try and remember. I felt like I almost had to write them down before I forget. So the first thing I got for you, Virgo, in my meditation was I kind of saw, I don't know if it was a knife or a sword, which makes me feel like someone's words may cut like a knife. So I don't know if someone's doing that to you or you're speaking to someone and your words may cut like a knife. There's also a need for clarity, or you'll be giving clarity. You may be doing a lot of paperwork. Well, hang on. Before that, I think I got like the feeling of a headache. So something may feel like a headache this week, or you may be getting lots of headaches for some reason. You may also be doing a lot of paperwork, or you may be helping someone else do a lot of paperwork. Someone may need a lot of coffee to help them to get through all of the paperwork. It also might be a good idea, whatever paperwork it is you're doing or involved in, you may want to go to or you may feel like going to a coffee shop to do it might help, because it's like a relaxing environment. So you might find that helpful to you to be in a coffee shop to do that. I feel like if you're sitting at, especially if you're sitting outside of a coffee shop, you might somehow, if you're not already meeting someone at a coffee shop, someone that you know and haven't seen in a long time might walk past, and you sort of see each other outside of this coffee shop. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that was it. So yeah, let's get on with it. So these are the books from the oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. We're going to start off with a message from the African Goddess Rising oracle deck. Oh yeah, the reason I felt dizzy, I felt dizzy when that headache thing came in. I felt a bit dizzy as well, and then seeing the screen go blurred as soon as I started recording. It wasn't blurry before, and then as soon as I started recording, it went blurry. It made me think of that, headache, dizzy, that kind of thing. So I think stay hydrated is another thing to say as well. I'm sure you probably will, but just as an extra precaution, stay hydrated and make sure you're eating well, so that you don't end up having like hypoglycemia or anything like that. Right, anyway, let's move on. African Goddess Rising deck. What do we need to know for Virgo for the end of August? So Virgo Sun, Moon or Rising, end of August going into the beginning of September, please. What do we need to know for you? It's not the same card again, is it? That was really fast. There's a card that's come out like 3 times today. No, it hasn't come out. Oh, okay. I'm having deja vu with these cards, thinking of somebody that I was around over the weekend, and I have a feeling they had both of these together, but I could be wrong. So Eisen, Miracles, and Queen Mother Nanny, Liberation. So I will put them we'll do them like that. I think you can see that, can't you? Yep. Okay. Let's get your tarot cards out, and then I'll look in the book at the messages for you as well. I don't know why, one thought that's come into mind is that someone, if you're in a bit of a tricky situation or something that kind of felt a bit stuck, you may be thinking, God, how did I get out of that? Like this during this time period, you get out of it and you're like, oh God, how did I get out of that? That comes to mind. But we have the 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, that's the end of a burden. So yeah. Right. So first of all, like a main energy. What do we need to know for Virgo? Sun, Moon and Rising. We have Five of Swords, the Hierophant. I mean, the Five of Swords is a sticky situation, isn't it? Yeah, Five of Swords and the Hierophant. Okay, let's see what else comes up. I'm just sort of dwelling on that thing about getting out of something, because with the Hierophant in reverse and that Five of Swords, it is making me think of getting out of something. But anyway. And the Hierophant is bringing to mind that paperwork as well. I know that that would probably be more... Well, no, actually the Hierophant, it can be learning. So learning, research is connected to paperwork as well. Anyway, what else do we need to know for Virgo? You've got the Four of Swords. So again, where I said to like stay hydrated and stuff like that, you know, I'd say just take care of yourself, even if that's just like one little message in itself, to just look after yourself. Right, okay, the Tower. So yeah, really look after yourself. But then the Tower can be connected to liberation as well. And it might feel like a miracle. If it's something that you thought wasn't going to end, it really might be a miracle. Then we got the Devil. Okay. Let's get clarifying these cards for you. So what do we need to know for that Five of Swords and the Hierophant? What do we need to know for the Five of Swords and the Hierophant? I feel this was first. The Ace of Swords, I spoke of clarity needed at the beginning, didn't I? The Ten of Pentacles is there as well. Ten of Wands is back. Well, it was on the bottom of the deck and now it's here, but in reverse. The Sun, the Ace of Wands. Okay, so, and then the Knight of Cups at the end. It really does look like you could be freeing yourself from a sticky situation over this coming period of weeks. I can see the need for clarity here with the Ace of Swords. With it in reverse, that means you haven't quite got it yet. And especially if you've got two cards of commitment. The Hierophant can be connected to commitment, and the Ten of Pentacles as well. So something that you were kind of committed to or tied into, or if it was some sort of contract, like a long-term contract of some sort, it's like you're freeing yourself from that. You're figuring out how to free yourself from that. The Sun feels like where you get clear and then you free yourself, and then you can have sort of a new beginning with things. Obviously, as a general reading, you apply it as it's relevant. If I get specifics that come in, I'll let you know. There might be some connection to an organization with the Hierophant being there, and you somehow get to free yourself from that. And again, that tricky energy is there with the fight, because the Five of Swords is not a pleasant energy. It can be like manipulation and those sorts of things. I mean, sometimes that can represent like you being how do I like to put it, selfish by necessity. So it could be your energy freeing yourself from whatever this is. But it could also be the energy of whatever this is, this organization or whatever it is, or group or whatever, that's the tricky thing. I feel like saying deceptive or manipulative or whatever. And maybe you come to some realization. Let's get something for the Ace of Swords. Something isn't what you thought it was, possibly. King of Pentacles, King of Wands. The Tower's back. The Ten of Cups. I feel like saying that you have more power than you realize, or you needed to use your power more than you realized with the cards that have come up here. Can I get just one for the Hierophant on its own, please? It's not giving me specifically who or what the Hierophant is, but it's just saying that you kind of escape from it, walk away from it, liberated from it. Let's get one more. Yeah, you're freed from something. Knight of Wands. With that Knight of Wands, it can be about going in a new direction. But there's a thing about following your own path as well, because you've got the star there. And I'm getting the concept of something about thinking for yourself. So again, if you were stuck within an organization somehow, it's like the clarity, once you're able to think for yourself clearly, the clarity is there enough for you to somehow get your way out of it. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Okay, I'm going to move on because I am not getting more. The cards aren't giving me more to give me specifics on things. They're not giving anything more specific than what I've already just said. So let's go on to the Four of Swords. I'd say for some, that would be where you feel worn out by whatever it is you're involved in, and would probably gladly welcome the Tower. In fact, I don't know if I've just said it already, but the Tower might be the miracle for you, where it frees you. So you're like, oh my God, I didn't think I'd be able to get out of this. Thank God that happened, even if it's not like the best way for it to happen. It's like, I'm grateful it did happen. So Four of Swords, what is that doing here? Right, we've got the Three of Pentacles, the Magician, the Queen of Pentacles. Anything else? I feel like it's an overall energy of there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people in this reading, or a lot of different court cards in this reading. An energy of needing to take care of yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself. But I'm getting some interesting messages with this. As much as there's a need for you to take care of yourself, right, there's Three Pentacles there, isn't there? Which is usually people working together and cooperating. You got three people here. The Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. There are actually two women there, one in green, one in red, and a man there as well. And you've got the King of Cups. I feel like getting a card for each of them, to be honest. So yeah, the messages, one thought that was coming in terms of like escaping from something or getting out of something, you may have others that follow behind you, or you help them get out of the situation as well. You may even be working together to get out of the situation, like bringing your resources together and coming up with a plan, because the Four of Swords can be where you're thinking about something, so you could be coming up with a plan of how to get out of it as well. I would say you're more likely, I mean, it can represent different facets of your personality and your energy. You know, the Queen of Pentacles would be grounded and practical. The Queen of Wands is like the go-getter, where she's like, yeah, we're gonna get the hell out of this. The King of Cups, how would he fit into this? I think he would kind of be that, he'd bring the maturity into things, that level-headedness, so he'd balance these two. I think he'd kind of, to some degree, bring some balance between these two. But let's see, Queen of Pentacles, what do we need to know about the Queen of Pentacles? So we've got the High Priestess, the Eight of Swords. Right, let's do the Queen of Wands. I just got Powerhouse when the Empress came out for the Queen of Wands, like a driving force. And resources as well, driving force and resources. So like the High Priestess would come up with the idea and go over the thought process. I know she's not swords, but that's how it's coming up here. She'd be the one that's in the know. The Queen of Wands, it feels like, would have the the Empress and Emperor, the resources. And then the King of Cups. Knight of Swords. I really feel like he'd balance things out. I know you've got swords there, you've got cups there, you've got the Hanged Man. I almost feel like he'd be the voice of reason, but like taking everything into account. So you could be working with others to escape, or so there's a couple of things that come to mind if we're going to get specific. One could be to do with a business. Like say if you all worked for a company and you're like, we can't do this anymore. We need to start our own business together. Let's get the hell out of here and do that. That's one thought. And then the tower, we'll get to the tower and find out what that is. Okay, so this is just more on the metaphorical side now. But I got the thought of, like the Harriet Tubman story of her rescuing slaves and taking them through the underground. That has come up. So take that as you will. I'm sure that may mean something to someone, but that specifically has come up, and it's not really something that I think about in my day-to-day life. So yeah. Okay. Let's move on from that and see what else we get from that tower. So those were clarifiers, weren't they? Yeah. So the tower. Let's have a look at the tower, because this is like at the heart of the escape, isn't it? Or the whatever falls down. If I see the Justice card come up at any point, we'll know there's a legal matter involved in this. Like it could be a court case or something, or work tribunal, something like that. That could come up. Human rights is even coming to mind as well in this. Right, the tower. Breakthrough, the word breakthrough is coming to mind as well. You may have the realization that you need to escape from something. Right, we've got Temperance. That's a strange card to get after the tower, or as a clarifier for the tower. Four of Cups. Okay, I said breakthrough, didn't I? And with the Temperance card next to the Four of Cups, it would be kind of a realization that you're not happy with something and you want your peace. Or you want to restore the sense of balance, harmony. Make a decision to choose a different path. A path that's more in alignment with you. Did I say choice just? Because we've got the Two of Swords and then we have the Six of Wands, which feels like the path that would be more in alignment with you. It isn't telling me how this falls apart. It's just showing tower. So it could literally be a realization or a breakthrough of some sort rather than the thing falling apart. Yeah, because towers sometimes it is a literal tower. I mean, obviously you'll know in your life if it's a literal tower or if it's like an epiphany. Sometimes for me, the tower can be like an epiphany. I'd say normally the Ace of Swords would be an epiphany, and then that came up already, didn't it? At the beginning. But yeah, the tower can be an epiphany for me too. But yeah, there's definitely like a breakthrough or realization or something where you sort of know that you need to choose, or you're better off choosing a different path. You need to be freed from something to pursue a different path. Let's look at the Devil energy, because that might tell us more, because that's what holds you back, isn't it? That's what restricts you, what you'd need to be freed from, I would say. Why is the Devil there, please? Just giving an energy of leaving something behind, liberating yourself, being freed from something. Right, we had the Two of Pentacles, and I'm getting from that specifically, I can't do this anymore, whatever this is. And then you've got the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, okay. One more. The Eight of Pentacles. I would say it's an energy of not wanting to give your time, effort and energy to something anymore. You don't, as I say, with the Two of Pentacles, you don't want to do this anymore. Let's look at that Knight of Swords. Three of Cups. Again, there's the energy of three people that look like they're connecting, they're together, supporting each other. Ace of Pentacles. It could even be where You know, like, again, going back to that example, just as an example of the company, but it could be something similar where, you know, you have like disgruntled workers and you're on your own thinking, oh, I don't know how to get out of this and I don't know how I could do anything different. I've got an idea for a company, but I don't know who I'd work with, etc. And somehow you get talking with these other people and they're like, oh, you know what, I'd love to do such and such. And you're like, oh, I'd like to do that as well. And then a third person comes in, it's like, oh yeah, I'd like to do that as well. And you all share, because the Knight of Swords, I believe, can be ideas as well. You all share the same idea for a specific plan. You want to plant a new seed and you end up working together on something. Let's get one more. Five of Pentacles, Three of Swords. One more. Eight of Swords, Hierophant, Seven of Cups. I feel like that the stuff following on from the Ace of Pentacles is kind of what you would want to escape from, to be honest. Is where you'd want to escape and leave that behind to go towards something new. I suppose the Seven of Cups would be the considering if what you want to leave, what you want to go towards is worth going towards and leaving something behind for. But as I say, the Hierophant feels like an organization or something. I'll just get one for the Queen of Swords. So the miracle could be that you realize there are other people that want to do the same thing as you. And it's like, oh my God, I've got people in my life that I can do such and such with and we can really make this work. Yeah, the Queen of Swords, she's made the decision. Justice has come up. So it could be the ending of a contract or agreement of some sort here, because you've got two cards of endings with the Justice card. And I think you could connect the Queen of Swords to contracts to a certain degree as well, because I think she can be a lawyer. So if this isn't you, it could be a lawyer, or maybe you're a lawyer. But that energy is there as well about ending, either making the decision to end an agreement or contract, whether it is a verbal agreement, written agreement, whatever, or the energy comes in of that can help to end a contract or a circumstance and liberate you. Right, I'm gonna get a card, a potential future outcome for you, potential future energy for you, and I'll get a tarot card for advice as well, and then I'll wrap the reading up with a postcard from Spirit as like the final advice. So, right, this deck. What's the potential future energy here for Virgo? The moon. Okay, of course it's the moon. That tells us nothing, to be honest. I'll clarify it. And what is the... I wasn't even thinking then. The guidance. I'll take the Five of Cups and I'll give you another one as well. King of Pentacles. It's giving cut your losses. With the Five of Cups and the King of Pentacles, it's giving cut your losses. If you let this go, you might feel sad for a moment, but you can rebuild. That's what it's giving. Right, so the moon energy. You may even be worried about regretting a decision. If it's not about cutting your losses, it might be a bit of a fear, because I get regret from this card sometimes, a feeling of regret and the kind of is it worth it vibe. But it's like, you've got King of Pentacles there, you can rebuild. Right, anyway, the moon, Four of Wands, Eight of Wands. This energy is coming up a lot about feeling overwhelmed. Feeling overwhelmed, Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. Page of Cups next. Right, the moon. So the specific phrase I'm getting as a future energy is, it's a bit of a stepping, there's one thought of stepping out of the frying pan into the fire. So if you leave something behind and go towards something new, you may have a moment or so, because it's unknown, it's facing the unknown, you might be a bit overwhelmed and feel like, oh God, am I stepping out of the frying pan into the fire? Let's get something for the Four of Wands, because that can be, it can be about celebrating how far you've come, but it can be about building a new foundation as well. And obviously there's going to be a bit of worry if you're doing something new, that especially if you've never done it before and you've left something especially if it's something secure and stable you've left behind, you're going to have a bit of worry, aren't you? So 4 of Wands, the Moon, it's because you just don't know how it's going to turn out. You know you've got something to work with, again, people working together, you've got a plan. You may even have finances to invest in something or resources to invest in something, but you can't predict how it's going to turn out. I'll get one more for that. So, yeah, it will bring on a little bit. I mean, that's the whole point of fearless, isn't it? It's not that you've completely eliminated all of your fear. It's that you have a bit of fear and you just run with your plan anyway. Yeah, because you have courage. You have courage, you have determination, you trust in yourself. And you need to believe in yourself as well. Page of Cups, I think that's having the vulnerability. My throat is starting to hurt. I feel like there's something with someone. Was that on the bottom of the deck? No, it wasn't. There's a card in here about speaking up, and my throat's hurting. So I feel like with that King of Swords as well, it's the need to speak up, whether it is having the conversation to free yourself from something or talking with those other people. So that you share your idea together and you actually know that you have a similar idea, or that you can work together on something to rebuild. The vulnerability with that Page of Cups, and also following your heart as well, I think. 10 of Swords. It's very hard to be vulnerable after a difficult, challenging or painful ending. It is definitely a challenge, and you will question, is it worth it? But you don't know unless you try. You don't know unless you try. All you can do is try and learn as you go. Choose your path and try not to be held back. Don't let the fears hold you back. Even if you feel the fears, don't let it hold you back. Let me get some for the King of Pentacles, and then we'll get you a postcard from Spirit. So 5 of Cups, King of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. We have the Tower's back, the 5 of Swords. No regrets is the main thing that's coming up here, about telling you not to have any regrets. Just keep moving forward. Cut the ties, whatever ties you have to cut, so that you can move forward. The Emperor, he has a plan, and he's a man of action and a man of his word. And then you have the 10 of Swords at the end there as well. Again, I think I've already said cut your lasses, haven't I, with the 10 of Swords. So yeah, the advice is to have no regrets, to be honest. Do what you got to do, move forward, cut your ties, and get on with it, basically. Let's get you a postcard from Spirit. What do we need to know as the final advice for Virgo? Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. Right, so it says, dearest you, there are times you get lost but refuse to see your part in things. Happens to everyone. Something feels familiar but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best to throw away that map you're using, which only lets you navigate based on your past experiences. That past is there, isn't it? That isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open to the truth. A desire to stay in denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that's shown up in your life. Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, you will always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. We love you so much, we really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by super bright lights. Allow your eyes to adjust. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. Loving you so, so much. So in here, I mean, obviously take the message how you will, how it's relevant to you, but I spoke of a breakthrough or realization that you're not, I think I said something like satisfied with where you are. And, you know, using that realization to help you move forward, to be liberated. And I keep speaking of no regrets, and I think that is that kind of energy, and the fears, that going forward with fearlessness as well. So I'm going to leave it there for you, Virgo. I think that's everything you need for the rest of the month going into September. Hopefully the rest of August you get through it and you do well. Thank you for watching the video. Take care.